Hi everyone. I know that I was live at 4:30. I think it ended up transitioning to, but I have plans tonight with my friends, so I figured I'd go live earlier. So I'm going to explain some of the reasons as to why I think I deal with things so well. Um, yeah, and then I wrote a list here, and then if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, just shoot them up and I will respond to those. Okay, so right after the accident, I think the reason I was super happy and not down about anything was my family and my friends and the support. Um, so kind of as soon as I woke up, I I just I didn't really know what was going on and I didn't know anything was wrong. And I had this overwhelming amount of support and people texting me, people telling my mom and all this. And not gonna lie, the attention was not too bad at all. And so I think the constant support and the people talking to me and stuff that kept me going. I didn't have enough time to dwell on what was actually happening. I just had to live my day um, with the problems and everything that came about at that time, not so much dwelling on what's happening, just living day by day. And yeah, so let's see what else is on here. Support system management. And I learned from a very early stage that what I was going through wasn't as bad as what somebody else has been through or is going through. The first night in the hospital, I had two people pass away beside me, and that's the sound of heart rate machines flatlining, and then the sorrows of their family. So I knew that I wasn't dead and that I was far from being dead. So that kept me going a lot too. Um, yeah. And even to this day, 5 years later, I've seen so many people that uh, not that I'm better, but I am thankful for the abilities that I have compared to them. I think of people who are deaf, who are blind, who can't move from the neck down and can't live on their own. And for those reasons, it's sad to say that sometimes you have to compare yourself to others in order to feel appreciative yourself. But whatever keeps you going, whatever works, you just have to make use of it. Yeah, just thinking about it, I'm so thankful that I'm able to write on my own, that I can live on my own, that I can drive, that I have had the ability to get a vehicle, to have these people around me and come together so that I'm able to do these things and to live a normal life like I had before. Yeah, and the fact that I can live alone, I know a lot of people can't and they don't have that opportunity. Maybe after this, I'll send a little um, tour of my house, the wheelchair accessible house. I didn't think that these things were even possible. I didn't know people made wheelchair accessible housing. Um, yeah, about a year after the accident, I started working. And I was in the hospital for 6 months and 25 days. And let me tell you, yes, Fernando, my family is from Greece. How did you know? My last name gave you a little hint. Um, yeah, so being in the hospital for that long, I was kind of deprived of people. Like I had people come visit me. I had people, the doctors, the physiotherapists, and everything come check in, but it wasn't enough, and I felt secluded. So I got myself a job where I could be in the public and be around people. And yeah, working is fantastic. I love it. I'm glad that I'm able to provide for myself and make money for myself and gas and everything. And the people I get to meet on a daily basis is incredible. And I like that I'm changing the perspective of other people, of people in wheelchairs, that we can work, that we're still normal people. And yes, that we can talk. I have people come into Costco. I'm the only person, oh shoot, I said where I work, whatever. I have people come in and they'll look at me and be like, oh, do you work here? Yes, I work here. I'm in a wheelchair, but I can still work. And then they're surprised again that I can talk. People just hold these nasty stereotypes for other people in wheelchairs. And I know that I'm probably guilty of this. Prior to the accident, I thought people in wheelchairs either were old people or people with mental disabilities. And yeah, it's a sad, sad reality. And so I hope by putting myself out there and doing all these things, talking to schools and all that, that I can change the talk. We can see that we're just regular people, just have a different way of transportation. About 2 years after the collision, I started going to college. Yeah, and that has been incredible. I've met so many people. I'm furthering my life. It makes me feel better about myself. And that doesn't come with a shortage of problems. Let's go with that. The accessibility around there is pretty good, but the bathrooms are a little much. So some of them I can get into, I can do my business, but I can't get back out because I can't open the door. They don't have any buttons. Some of them I can't get into, but once I'm in, I can come out. So they have a little bit of work to do there. What else in college? Oh, so about, I've been going to college for 3 years. About 2 or 3, 4 times, let's go with that, I have actually shit my pants at college. And luckily for me, I don't live that far from the college and I'm able to provide a transportation back and forth. But every time that happens, I get real nervous and I tell myself I'm not going back, I'm not going back. But I always push myself to go back because what kind of life would it be if I'm just chilling at my house, scared to leave the house because I could have an accident, when in reality, it doesn't happen very often. So what am I telling people if that's how I live my life? And I like school and yeah. Another reason that I feel I'm so positive is I realize I don't look back at my life before when I wasn't in a wheelchair, when I was walking. I try to avoid looking at pictures and I try not to reminisce too much because I just get real sad about the fact that I'll never run again, the fact that I'll never play football again, the fact that I can't even give somebody a thumbs up, the fact that everything I do is so much more difficult. And I found that I kind of live my life. I don't look at my wheelchair when I'm out and about or anytime throughout the day. I'm just looking at the perspective of myself. And then when things, difficulties and problems and obstacles arise in a day, that's when I'm reminded again of, oh, right, I'm in a wheelchair. This isn't going to work, blah, 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 blah. And those times are real hard. I'll give you a couple examples. This summer, I went to Vancouver with my mom, and it was my first time on an airplane. So I didn't really understand or know what the process was going to be to getting me on the plane. And the whole way there was fine. The transfers, everything was good. And then on the way home, our last connecting flight was chaos. They didn't bring my wheelchair to my gate. It was already at the other flight. So they had to put me in this extra, extra, extra large wheelchair where my feet barely touched. And it was so spread apart and oh, it was insane. By the time that they got me to my other gate, the battery in their lift had died. So they were trying to lift me and banging my feet and everything. And I was so stressed out. I just started crying and crying. And thank gosh my mom was there because she told them all what to do to make it all work. But it makes you take a step back, like, wow, I am in this situation. I like I'm it's just a lot. And then another one was when I tried to go to the movie theater on cheap night, which was super, super busy. Last time I do that. And all the wheelchair spots were taken. And so they didn't have room for me. And they came out to me, they gave me a complimentary ticket, and they were like, you can go in there, but you'd be in the aisle. So anytime somebody wants to come, you have to move. And this one lady, try not to judge people, and I try to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. She would not move over so that my mother could sit beside me. No, so they had to go get her a chair, her to sit with me. We were both in the aisle, and people were like going by us when they had to go to the bathroom. It was very frustrating. And then I could see in front of me all these rows that were empty, but they were down the stairs. And I thought, if I wasn't in a wheelchair, how easy that would have been. And the fact that I'm in a wheelchair, how hard it is for all of this to work out. And yeah, that was frustrating. Just checking my messages. Yeah, so I try to. Yeah, you guys, you can ask me questions throughout. I'll say that every now and then because different people are joining and all that, and definitely interrupt me. Yeah, okay, let's go here. When I have my really bad days, I have this book that I keep notes I've received, letters I've received, all things that remind me of positive things about places that I've been, people I've met, and the accomplishments I've made. And I also go on YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is, and reread comments, watch videos about how like I was back then. And yeah, it really helps me keep going, and seeing how little abilities I had 5 years ago to now really gives me motivation to keep going and excited for where I'm gonna end up. I already did that. Those who follow me and the people that comment on my YouTube videos, ask questions or comment when I go do speeches, all in this area, are the reason I get out of bed. What kind, like, if I were to lay in bed all day, not leave my house, not doing anything with my life, what am I showing people? That this accident has gotten the best of me and my life isn't worth living anymore because of it. And in fact, that's not true. This life has so many positives and reasons to live. It's insane. There's good parking spots. I have so many grants and scholarship applications that are available to me because I'm in a wheelchair. I might as well milk it while I can, right? And with that said, the doctors did say that there's a chance, there's like a 99.9% chance that I'll never walk again. But they also told me that I would never move my wrists again, which with my practice and everything, therapy, whatever, daily tasks, I've already surpassed that. So I take what they say by a grain of salt. I understand that they can't give you false hope, but being rude about it isn't a way, but whatever. Okay, each day. And yeah, so I wake up each day. I believe in God, so I pray. And I thank Him for another opportunity to live on this earth and the fact that I'm still here and get to enjoy what this life has to offer and the people that get to be surrounded, I get to be surrounded with. And yeah, so when I go out in public, I try to make sure I'm not always this good, but I always put my phone away. And if I'm waiting in line, if I'm going grocery shopping or whatever, I always make sure to talk to somebody, talk to random people, and just meet new people. I like them to feel comfortable talking to people in wheelchairs and realizing that we're just normal people. And I love meeting new people. I love hearing their stories. Each person has something to offer you, to teach you. Um, and yeah, it's just incredible. And I thank the Lord that I've been blessed with. I'm able to connect with people from babies to seniors, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, I've got lots of my motivation, my hope, my inspiration from people I've met one, two, three times. And each time it's just a new, you learn something. And you'll find that these strangers that you've met because you put your phone down uh, soon become real close friends, lifelong friends. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that was the end of my list. I just wanted to say that just because something bad happened to me and to other people in wheelchairs, or whatever your injury, your disability, doesn't have to be physical. Just because something bad happens to you doesn't mean that you have a bad life. And I've realized that the way you think about it, the way you go about it, can change your entire life. Um, I could be down, I could be depressed, I could be upset with the fact that I shit my pants, the fact that I can't walk and whatever. I wouldn't get anywhere in life. My mind would bring my abilities down, my physical ability, my mental ability, everything. And slowly I would fall in that downward spiral and it would be impossible to get out. And don't get me wrong, I definitely go through my phases, but very, very minimal now. Yeah, you make the best of what you have little by little. It doesn't have to be big, big, big accomplishments right off the bat. My wrist, that started by me yelling at it, telling it to move. I had a therapist yelling at me, and it was not moving. But slowly by slowly, the brain connection made its way. Then it slowly began to move, and then I had to work at it every single day to move it, move it, move it. And that's an accumulation of months and months. But if you look from the beginning goal to now, you see the huge difference. It's a building, it doesn't happen right away. And I think that's a huge one that you have to accept, that tomorrow you're not going to wake up and you're not just going to be able to walk. You're probably going to start with small foot movements, and then you're going to build and build and build. And yeah, we hope and we pray and we still hope, I don't know, for that big miracle to happen. But the truth is, I don't think that's the way it's supposed to be. You have to, they say you only appreciate things after they're taken away. And that is a huge, huge reality truth. Um, yeah, I didn't realize how easy it was to give somebody a thumbs up until it was gone. I didn't appreciate every single footstep I ever made until it was gone. I didn't realize the love, the compassion that I have for my family until it was almost gone. And yeah, it sucks that sometimes people figure that out way too late. And I'm glad that I had to. What's going on with you, Raymond? Let's see if we can try to help you out. And yeah, I do have Instagram. It's wheels-xo. And then I have a Facebook recovery page called Keisha's Road to Recovery. And I post all my videos, all my progress videos, random updates. I'm writing a book, so I posted a little excerpt from there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so I get a lot of my motivation from that too, is I can connect with people all over the world, people with disabilities or not. And yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what I aspire to do. I don't have Facebook. Well, I have Instagram and I have YouTube, and then you can connect through here too if you want somebody to talk to that sort of knows what you're going through. I know each person's different, especially each injury for sure. I think that's about it. So if you have any more questions, I'll wait like 1 or 2 minutes and then I'll say adios. And if you have any more ideas for videos that I should do, please let me know because I keep running out of ideas and I think that they're the same all the time. Me and my friend are making nachos today, so that's why I got things ready. Let's see a little bit of it here. My Instagram is wheel dash. It's all wheel. All over there. One more.